Hi everyone, this is Nisha Fernando from Satin Ice Cakery, and I'm here today to share with you some cake decorating tips. So the first tip I want to share with you is regarding baking. So we all have spent lots of time trying to grease our pans, get them ready for baking. For me, I have tried the old-fashioned method of butter and flour. I have tried goop. But each case I always put a piece of parchment paper underneath, just so I know that my cake is going to come out without any issues. So you could buy these parchment paper or you can cut them, and to cut them it takes time. So I found these oven liners, and I think they are Teflon coated, and what I did was I basically cut out shapes of my pans for different sizes, and this is what I use to put on the base of my pan. So all you do is you put one of these in, and then you could put some vegetable spray on the sides of the pan, and your pan is ready to go. The good thing is you could hand wash these, put it in the dishwasher, and you could use this over and over again. And I really hope that this hack will save you some time when you are baking your cakes. So the next tip I want to share with you is actually a technique that I use to cover up any imperfections that you have on your fondant. So these could be like pin marks. It could be, that you panel the cake and you have a seam in the back that you want to cover up. So this is where this little technique comes handy. So what you're going to need is a little bit of fondant. So make sure it's the same color as the fondant that you're using on the cake. So in my case, I'm using some white Satin Ice fondant. So you don't need a lot, just a little bit. And you are going to add a little bit of water to this. And you're going to make a paste out of this. So just mix it really well until the fondant melts, and make sure that the paste is pliable, that way it's easy to apply onto your cake. So I have the compound that I made with the fondant, and as you can see, it's not too runny, it's kind of pasty, and that's the consistency you are looking for. And you are also going to need some cornstarch and a small knife and a brush. So I have here a sample board that I have few pin marks, and I also have a seam here. You would get these seams when you're paneling your cakes. So we'll try to cover up some of these imperfections that we have on this sample board. So you take your little knife and you take a very little amount of this. You don't need a lot. So I'm going to put a little bit on both spots. And then I'm going to just scrape off the excess. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of your cornstarch, and you can just brush it off. And you could use a fondant smoother and just kind of smooth that area. So let's try this on the seam over here. So let's do the middle area. So you take a little bit of the compound and you put some on that seam. And sometimes you don't need the cornstarch also, but we will put some and see. So just scrape off the excess on both sides. And after you do that, you can put a little bit of cornstarch and just kind of brush it off. Now this is the area that we just did, and this is the seam that we had. So I really hope that these tricks will help you when you're ready to bake and decorate your cake next time. Thank you and happy caking.